Good morning and welcome to this amazing edition of Smell the Coffee with Diana Master and Aina Riza Quayo. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning and it seems like this week is well on her way to being in and out just the way we like it.
In and out.
Yes.
I love that. Things should happen like that.
Things should move.
Yeah.
Things should move. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I cannot complain. We thank the Lord that we are,
Alive, we're well, we are
we're
blessed.
kicking midway through the year.
Yes.
I'm just very grateful for everything that I have, and I think even more truly for the things that I do not have, because maybe they would have destroyed me, maybe I would have been, miserable. Sometimes you pray for stuff and they are not good for you. And sometimes those stuff are given to you to teach you a lesson, but I'm grateful that I was not the one chosen to be taught a lesson. It was just taken away from me so that I don't experience it.
Yeah. As long as God woke you up this morning, there's still a plan for you. Even if you don't see it, there's still a plan for you.
What's your take on sibling rivalry?
Okay, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I get it. I don't get it in the sense that my siblings and I are like
tight.
We are tight, and my mom prides herself in that. She's like, oh, my babies. Every time we're on a group call, all of us, she's like, I'm so glad you guys are like this. And there was a time I had an issue with my bank account, and everyone literally just sent me money.
Nice.
Like, we are that kind of family. If the one person is experiencing whatever they're experiencing, we all help out however we can.
Yeah.
And we are not, as much as our mom told us that your problems are your problems, don't make your problems other people's problems, right? But amongst each other, we will go and complain, oh, you don't know what I am going through. And then they help out where they can or how they can. But at the same time, I also understand that there are people that don't see eye to eye with their siblings at all.
I know a lot of people.
And I'm just fortunate enough and blessed enough that I haven't had to experience
Do you
that.
think people should cut off their siblings?
Yes.
Or do you think they should reconnect just because they are family and they are blood?
No, it's not even just siblings. Even if it's a parent, if they are toxic, cut them out.
Wow.
If they are toxic,
That's
cut them
harsh.
out. No, it's harsh, but it's true. Because I cannot suffer at the expense of just being family. You understand? Like, you can't constantly manipulate and abuse me, and I'll still be like, oh, but I'm not saying discard and say, no, I don't have a mom. No, that is still your mother. But set up normal, healthy boundaries. To say, you know what, as much as you're my mom, yes, I will respect you.
But you're out of my life.
But you're out of my life.
You need to cut it.
You need to cut it. Because why should I suffer?
Yeah.
You understand? Because then again, we don't always know the extent of people's problems.
Okay, but where do we draw the line? Sometimes our parents are genuinely for us and they are trying to correct us and discipline us, but we are so much in our heads.
And we're so much on social media.
Yeah, and we listen to other people who don't have our best interests at heart.
Yeah.
And then we now start saying our parents are the enemies, and then we then cut off our parents who were genuinely just supporting us.
Just trying to help. I think it's also because social media has messed with our heads so bad. Now everyone is a gaslighter, everyone is a manipulator, everyone is narcissistic, and these are not coming from a psychologist or therapist or, it's because I saw Aina on YouTube talking about how, oh, my mom did this, so she is a manipulator, and she's, and we think, oh, but my mom also does that to me.
So
she's definitely, but like you're saying, sometimes really and truly it's because our parents have our best interests at heart. But because we are so much on social media, social media is messing with our minds so bad. And now you're like, oh, my mom is toxic. But that's why I'm saying we don't actually know.
Sometimes you yourself are the problem.
You are the problem.
You are just hard-headed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, we don't know the actual extent of people's problems, you understand? Because sometimes, really and truly, like you're saying, I could just be the one that's stubborn and I'm like, oh, my mom is toxic, And then I tell you the full story and you go, but show me,
you are wrong.
you're
and then
wrong.
you cut me off also because I'm siding with your
because
mom.
you're siding with my mom, you know. But then there are times where you actually hear these stories and you're like, whoa. It actually could be vice versa.
Yeah.
Where you're like, how are you still in contact with her if she's doing these things to you? This is unhealthy.
Yeah.
So I think also finding people that you trust to talk to about these things so that you know whether you are the one in the wrong or
Yeah.
the other party is the one at fault.
All right. After the break, we are going to be talking about a sibling rivalry and more coming up.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Let's get into some bizarre news. A couple shells out thousands of dollars in destination wedding only to realize they weren't invited. They were accidental wedding crashes. A flabbergasted couple flew 14 hours and shelled out thousands of dollars to attend a destination wedding, only to realize after booking that they weren't even on the guest list. We flew across the world for a wedding we technically weren't even a part of, Yasemin Sarli told People magazine. The nuptial debacle reportedly went down in 2023, but Sarli only posted about it recently in a TikTok video which has since amassed over 1.7 million views. She and her then boyfriend of 2 years had reportedly been excited to fly to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where the knot-tying ceremony of her beau's college buddies was. The wedding came up casually in conversations between my boyfriend and the groom, Sali told the Daily Mail. According to her, the groom had described the soiree as a small wedding with family and close friends, which her BF had interpreted as, "You're definitely going." However, despite receiving an early save the date text, the pair had never actually received an official wedding invite. Nonetheless, her former flame was so confident that they'd been invited that he booked everything. He reportedly dropped $1,500 on round-trip flights and another $3,000 for 5 nights at a lavish hotel where they'd heard the other guests were staying, according to the outlet. However, Sali felt something was awry in the days leading up to the bash, as they didn't receive any nuptial updates. The red flag started waving a few days before we left, she fretted. There were no follow-up messages, no schedule, no "can't wait to see you." That's when it dawned on her that they'd never actually been invited. However, by that point, it was too late to back out. The uninvited guests felt that it would be too awkward to mention to the bride and groom at that point, plus cancelling last minute meant losing a ton of money, as the trip was non-refundable. Once we realized we're essentially wedding adjacent, we just pivoted. We were like, okay, secret vacation it is, she declared. I was just happy to have uninterrupted time together. So the couple jetted from Frankfurt, Germany to the Argentinian capital in what would become an unintentional wedding crash for the ages. However, to avoid getting caught, the couple went undercover to keep their unauthorized attendance under wraps. They avoided vacation updates on social media and even made sure to work around other guests' schedules just to not bump into them.
So what's the story?
The story is basically they just spent a bunch of money on a wedding that they weren't invited to.
Oh,
Stop assuming, colleagues. They assumed they were invited to the wedding.
It's people that they know.
It's people that they know. So, for example, I just keep talking to you about my wedding. I'm like, yeah, no, so, in December, the wedding and whatnot and whatnot. And then probably I just put a save the dates on my probably WhatsApp or whatever.
status, yeah.
And then to you, because every day I'm talking to you about the wedding, you assume
I'm invited.
that you're invited.
Why are you telling me if I'm not invited?
Exactly. And also, apparently they said it was a small, intimate wedding for family and, for close family and close friends.
So if I'm not your close friend, why are you telling me every day, every detail?
Like, it's very awkward.
Yeah.
It's
I would
very
also
awkward.
assume I'm invited, to be honest.
But also, what I don't understand is after doing all of that, booking flights to the other side of the world, they decided they were going to keep it hush hush and avoid the other guests. No, if I've spent that much money, they spent a little under 5,000 USD to attend this wedding. I would tell you, like, Chomi, funny story. Hey,
I'm here now.
I know you technically didn't invite me, but I thought I was.
Yeah.
So, because I'm pretty sure they would have tried to make a plan.
Yeah.
You know?
Ah, man, it's sad for them.
Stop
but
assuming.
Nonetheless, we move over to another, I don't know what to call this story. I don't know if it's sad or what. Maybe you will be the judge. Businesswoman and reality TV star Shona Mamkhize is at the center of a growing scandal following allegations that she forged her sister's signature to purchase Royal AM Football Club and register multiple companies without consent. According to the explosive report by News 24, Mamkhize's sister Nosipho Ngubo has accused her of fraudulently using her identity while she was recovering from hysterectomy and battling COVID-19 in 2020. Mamkhize allegedly used her sister's identity as a front to hide her assets from her estranged husband, Sbu Mpisane, amid divorce proceedings in which he was demanding half of their joint estates, and this is according to that report by News 24. Ngubo detailed her claims in an affidavit submitted to the Durban High Court on the 2nd of July 2025, stating that she had no knowledge of her name being used in Royal AM transactions or in any other company. The allegations come at a turbulent time for Mamkhize, who is already embroiled in legal disputes with the South African Revenue Agency. SARS recently seized Ngubo's bank accounts and movable assets to recover a 12 million rand tax debt linked to the companies in question, liabilities Ngubo insists she had no part in. So imagine your house being taken, your cars being taken, and you had no part in this because your sister used your signature, forged your identity, stole your identity to go and buy something and never informed you. So now because she's in debt, SARS is also coming after the sister as the owner.
If it's true and the sister did do all these things, she should be arrested and she should be liable to pay everything. That is grounds for cutting somebody off. That is grounds for being ruthless.
No, I guess she's also cutting her off because she's taking her to court now. She's suing, basically.
Yes, as she should, because that is a crime.
Yes.
Just because you're my sister doesn't mean it's not a crime.
How can you not inform me? Now I'm in debt because you are in debt. Bruh, on a random day, I'm at home drinking coffee. I'm just seeing people raiding my house,
You're like,
taking
what's
the car.
going on?
What's happening? Move
Oh no,
out.
you are in debt. You have a 12
What?
million rand debt. From
Where?
where? That I accumulated how? No, that is grounds for arrest, cutting people off, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, but nonetheless, good luck. Don't do stuff to your siblings, guys, that you can't recover from. Nonetheless, here is an exciting interview. Clenora Shipura went go-karting.
I'm joined by the beautiful Jackie Breers. She is the owner of the go-kart place in Windhoek. We're currently in Olympia. And of course, before I get into some racing, I am going to have a conversation with Jackie. Good morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee.
Thank you.
I'm quite excited to be here. I think you know that from the conversations we've had, definitely. But before we get into where we at, let's talk about you as a person, the owner of this wonderful establishment. What are some of the reasons why you found yourself needing to, have such a place?
Okay, it's quite a. It wasn't planned, definitely.
Yeah.
I actually come from a auditing tax environment. The founders of Windhoek Go-Karting was Rick Jan and Mariette Krok, one of my best friends. So I usually came here and visited the place with my kids quite a lot. I love the outdoors, you know, the fact that the kids can do something else than being on the TV with a cell phone. And when COVID struck, they were unable to obtain any work because they didn't have a permit. They had to move to the Netherlands, and then I opted to try and help them out and see if I can keep the place running. And needless to say, a year or two thereafter, I fell in love and I said, no, I really need a change of scenery. And, you know, I just love the fact being able to talk to different people, doing birthday setups, interacting and servicing clients.
And what a pivot, like from auditing to fun. Not that auditing is not fun, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's outdoorsy. It's like literally the opposite of your career. And now this is what you do. And I love that pivot. And you're saying COVID was literally a contributing factor to us being here. And
Yes. So, you know, like I say, everything happens for a reason. I was really not happy anymore in the line of service I were in.
yeah.
It was unfortunate that they had to leave. I really wanted to take care of the place with the hopes that they will return.
Yeah.
But they found their home there in the Netherlands, and I found my love there. And they
It
said,
was not too big.
Exactly.
It was way too big. And I love the place. Like I think we talked a little bit earlier on how I've been here maybe twice or three times. I think I'm only raised once. under under certain conditions. But I love the vibe here. I love the staff here. And the fact that you could continue from the previous owners and just keep the light getting, that is something remarkable. Are there any challenges that you've experienced? I'm sure there are. And how did you overcome them?
It's difficult being a lady coming into an industry where you have to work with cards and things like that. But I've got a tremendous, very, very good team that really supports me. You know, they teach me the things that I need to know. I've been there in the garage checking the things. I also do have another partner that's with me here at the Go Parts. His name is Hans Amakotu. He also comes in and gives his support. So that was the major challenges. And then, you know, trying to get something new to attract the people. That's why we also, I think last year, winter time, we started building this racers lounge, also to attract more people, and see if we can, you know, we want the people not only to come and drive, they must sit and enjoy the vibes.
Yes, and the vibes are really enjoyable. Like I said, there was a time that we came here with a colleague who just had vibes. We just had the drinks. I love that. And also, I can imagine the challenges of, you know, pivoting from career-based, you know, and to being a business owner. And I mean, that is scary for anybody. How did you navigate that change?
Yeah, so the major thing is very comfortable to get a fixed salary every month.
Yeah.
So that was quite scary, but I had faith, you know, that we will be able to build this place up so that we can eventually, you know, grow, and I can also benefit from that. We are not exactly where we need to be at the moment. It is challenging, but yeah, we try to build new things, deliver better service. Yeah, it was challenging to come from a place of what you call it, safety, and leaving everything behind. But I believe that you shouldn't work for money, you should work for your heart at least.
Exactly, and leaving the comfort zone is always a challenge. Everybody would rather have the safety net, but at the end of the day, it's also how did I live my life, and yeah. What would I want to go to my deathbed saying, "Hooray!" You know, I've kind of done the things that were important to me. So, and kudos to you for you know, taking on that challenge. And here we are in this beautiful establishment. For people that are, you know, thinking of maybe starting up a business, any business idea, it doesn't need to be necessarily go partying, and they're afraid. Do you have any advice that you have for them?
Bite the bullet, take the chance. You'll never know if you don't try. Honestly, I know the security is a nice thing to know, but you will always live your life like you will wonder what it would have been if you
tried.
the chance. Yes.
Yes.
So don't go to your deathbed wondering. Just
Yes.
take a leap of faith and try it. If it fails, then you can always try something different.
I totally agree with you. We're still in conversation with Jackie. We will be right back after this. I'm here with Reinhold, the go-karting instructor, and he is gonna show me how I can get myself into a go-kart. I'm a little bit nervous, but he told me not to, yes, not to worry. So, okay, what is the first step in getting into a go-kart?
We put you in the driver's seat.
Okay, so I first get into the driver's seat.
Yeah. Then we start it up.
What?
Yeah, we start it while you are in it.
What? Okay,
And then
okay.
you just go slow.
Slowly.
Yeah.
But what do I get? Don't I get a oh, okay. So
Yeah.
first step first, I get into the go-kart.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo! This is fun times. The little kid in me is,
Are you fine?
yes, I think so.
Okay. Just get your hair.
Okay. Woo, I feel like a Formula One racer now.
Just okay.
Okay, so I just finished my one lap. I have to say, it was a bit embarrassing because I was somewhere there I got stuck.
Yeah, I saw you got stuck there somewhere.
but it was so much fun. So what are the tricks around this? Like, I know you're just you only have the accelerator, and then you only have the brake pedal, and then you're not supposed to press both at the same time, which I learned the hard way. But it was so much fun, and obviously you can't reverse out. So how do people, like, let's say they get stuck, so you guys a system, like you guys a system.
Yeah, system. By pushing them out of
Yes.
the barriers if they get stuck. But
But you also advised me to go slow, and I was not listening to you. I wanted the speed.
it's always better for the first timers to go slow.
Okay.
Otherwise you crash.
Otherwise you crash. Yes, guys, you heard that. For the first time, start out slow and then gradually build your confidence on the track. But it was so much fun. I think I had some issues, or not issues, but difficulties with the turns, but then somehow I started learning how to, but going slower definitely helps. So what are some other tricks that you can let me and the viewer know?
Go fast, avoid bumping.
Go fast, avoid bumping. Okay, wow. Advice from the opposite ends. I love that. Thank you so much. And we will be right back with more Smell the Coffee.
And just like that, another amazing episode of Smell the Coffee in the bag. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place.